Well, hello everybody, Elder Clan back again after we have successfully completed escaping Helgen. So after we leave, Hadvar tells me to go find Elvor, which I believe is his uncle in the small city of Riverwood. Which, if following the quest lines, is the first city that you do come across in the game. Riverwood's actually a really good town that has basically everything you need almost. I think about the only couple things that it's missing is an arcane enchanter, which actually eventually you are able to use one there, but it takes a few quests to do that, and what I'm looking at right now is that is one of the barrows that we will adventure and explore first. But back to Riverwood. Actually, not back to Riverwood. We're at the Standing Stones right now, and you have three of them here. One's the Thief Stone, the Mage Stone, and the Warrior Stone. Basically, you get to pick one of these, and they are kind of like an aura. They are automatically set to enhance your abilities. The Thief Stone, basically everything that is under the thief, sneak, lockpicking, pickpocketing, that type of stuff. All those skills will go up 20% faster. The mage skills, anything that has to do with magic, will go up 20% faster. And with the warrior stone, anything with combat, one-handed, two-handed, archery, I believe smithing is actually in there, and both armors. It might only be heavy armor. I'd have to double check that. Light armor might actually fall under the Thief Stone. Not entirely sure. But here we are. We're on our way to Riverwood to talk to Elvor. I believe I run into a couple of wolves here in a second. Yep, yes I do. Couldn't remember if I said what difficulty I am doing this on. It is Adept. Just going through the main quest on the normal difficulty that Bethesda sets the difficulty on. Now, since I am thinking about it right at the moment, with conjuration spells, every time I cast the Conjure Familiar, it will raise my conjuration up. But some people are like, well, it'll only go up if your whatever you conjure does damage or whatever. Let me set the record straight. Your conjuration will only go up with the summoning spells like that is if you are actually in battle. So if at the top of the screen there you see a compass, if you have red dots on there somewhere, then and you conjure something, then your conjuration will go up. If you just mass spam conjurations to try to level up that way, it will not work. Will not work at all. I have tried many different ways to do that, and just spam resurrecting things or conjuring things does not work. Here is one of the village townspeople, which is Sven, and it looks like him and Fendal has got a little rivalry between a girl, but we'll talk about that later. But here is Elvor the blacksmith.
Keep your voice down. I'm fine.
And they're making friendly talk about what's going on. Hadvar saying he would like to go inside.
But we need to go inside.
So I will
Okay.
kill my
Come inside.
commentary until
Sigrid will get you something to eat.
the talking is done inside. That way you guys can hear that if you would like.
What? What is it now, Mother?
Ain't every day we get visitors in Riverwood.
Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Gerder's family first settled here. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill. Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. Stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. But I need your help. We need your help. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. I see no harm in it, if you have the skill. The grindstone will improve your weapons. Use the table to improve your... If you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something new.
Hadvar, did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Okay, guys. After we've talked to Alvor, he gives me supplies that I can use. You can also go down in the basement like I am here, and you can take certain things. Some things are... he won't give up. So I just go around, take what I think I need, tidbit things here and there. I know he also gives me a few things from his inventory, a couple potions. I believe he gives a ring or a necklace, usually depending on whatever difficulty you're on. I have played on Master. I have beaten the game on Master. I do not recommend to the new players to try Master. I didn't try it right away, and it is very, very difficult. But anyways, so while we were talking to Alvor, you heard him, he asked us to go to the Jarl and send word and send help back. So I believe I go to the shop first to sell my wares, because obviously you saw that I am overweight, and you cannot run while you are overweight. In fact, you even walk slower. So actually across the street there is the Riverwood Trader, and Lucan is the owner of this establishment. You can also find his sister in here, and here they are talking about a problem that they are having.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
Basically what happened, and Lucan will tell you, is
A customer.
someone stole
Sorry,
something.
I had to hear that. Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the river... yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last
Okay, and
shipment.
with that said,
It's
you've
yours if you
agreed to
want
help him
claw
get back the Golden Claw, and I know the Golden Claw
Show
quest
those
is
thieves
not
not-
part of
Some
the
may
main
call this
quest,
junk. Me,
but
I call them
you
treasure.
do find it in the same barrel that I showed you in the previous video, or no, not the previous video, earlier on in this one. That once you go to the Jarl and talk to him, he does ask you for your help, and so what he sends you to find and what Lucan sends you to find is in the same barrel, Bleak Falls barrel. So with that said, we're basically going to do these two quests at the same time. Once I get done selling everything that I don't need, we will make our way to Whiterun's hold capital, which is actually Whiterun. I believe it's the only capital that is called that. I decided there I was going to not talk to Fendel. I will save that until later. But Whiterun is found northwest of Riverwood. Very, very few enemies on the way to Whiterun. In fact, I think I only encountered one wolf. So I will see you back when I get to Whiterun, and I will explain more when the quest evolves.
have that? You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, brother. An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough. Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Kodlak Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
Okay, everyone. Finally made it to the castle gates or city walls of Whiterun, whatever you want to look at it as. Making our way around to the front gate. And you're going to get stopped by the guards. You're always going to want to try to persuade. Because if you, well, you could also bribe. But persuade, I have found, increases your speech better if you do it successfully. And I believe that first one is unfailable. I'm sure that's not even proper grammar, but you can't fail at that one, no matter what your speech is at. I think even with your speech being 15, you can still do it. I think with a Breton, your speech starts at 20.
We'll pay whatever.
So, but here we are. We're inside. That's where we were just at. Is known as the lower plains there of the town. There's 3 tiers of the town, and then this one up here is the second tier, where not much is actually going on there. And then you make your way up these steps to Dragon's Reach, which is where the Jarl of Whiterun lives. And there you can see another quest marker showing you where you need to go. So once it loads up here, excuse me, we're going to make our way towards the Jarl. And you can see someone approaching us there.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
It is her job to
well, that explains why the guards
protect the Jarl at all costs.
The Jarl will want to speak to you personally.
She is his housecarl. And so now we're going to explain everything to the Jarl.
You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ismir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once.
And once they get done talking, they're gonna send troops down to Riverwood. You will actually see them. That actually does happen, instead of sometimes you'll have games say, hey, we're gonna do this, and then you never see it happen. Well, this is one of those games, and very in-depth games, that does do everything that I believe it says it's going to do. So the next time you go to Riverwood, you will see Whiterun guards down there. They will actually have a little campfire with bedrolls just outside the walls down there. As we approached it earlier, they will be on the right hand side just outside the walls down there.
Let's go find Farengar.
So we
My
are
court wizard.
basically coming to the conclusion of
Looking
this
into a matter
video.
related to these dragons and
He sends us
rumors
over
of
to
dragons.
see his court wizard
Father promised.
to start our quest for Bleak Falls Bear.